Hello to all our magical listeners. We are Marie and Kate. Together, we love to chat about mindful magic. Mindful magic is intentionally, mindfully traveling through each day, each task, every little mundane thing you need to do with a magical mindset. Let's get magical and start this episode.
Welcome back to the Mindful Magic Podcast. Today we are wandering into the shadowy, witchy side of winter folklore. And because we're talking about Krampus, the ancient winter guardian who is so much more than the scary guy Hollywood made him out to be.
Yeah, so people think he's this terrifying Christmas demon, but the real Krampus is ancient, symbolic, magical, powerful, and deeply connected to the solstice cycle. So get comfy. This one is rich and fascinating. So let's dive into who Krampus really is. Krampus actually predates Christianity by a long shot. Folklorists link him to the Alpine Perchta, the wild winter spirits connected to the goddess Perchta, but they are not the same. A perch is not a Krampus, even if similarities certainly exist. The Krampus is on the go only up until December 6th, then with the perch being around only after Christmas. So, real quick, Percha is a figure from ancient Germanic and Alpine mythology, known as a dual natured goddess who appears during the 12 days between Christmas and Epiphany. She is both benevolent, rewarding. She rewards those who work hard and keep their homes tidy. That's you and me, Kate. And fearsome, punishing to those who didn't by slashing their bellies open and stuffing them full of straw and pebbles. She is the leader of the Perchin mentioned before, the wild spirits or masked figures who perform in processions to drive all evil away and bring about the new year.
These weren't evil beings, they were guardians of winter, protectors of the death and rebirth cycle, and guides through the introspective part of the year. And when Christianity arrived, people refused to give them up. So Krampus was paired with St. Nicholas as his shadow counterpart. Excuse me, my throat chakra. So is Krampus real or is Krampus symbolic? So here's the fun part to help make children behave, like scary Santa Claus. Krampus is said to punish misbehaved children, often by swatting them with birch branches or carrying them in a sack. In many traditions, jolly old Saint Nick and Krampus appear together, with Saint Nicholas handling the nice kids and Krampus dealing with the naughty ones on December 5th. Krampusnacht.
Krampusnacht. Isn't that
Kramp-
such a
We
fun
were
word?
just joking. I can't roll my tongue, so forgive me. I might butcher some of these words.
No, Kate, try. I want to go
I
Krampusnacht.
have to put my lips together, Maureen. I can't do it with my tongue.
I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so you're just not like, Norwegian in this lifetime, that's all.
No, very Midwest.
Right. So, is Krampus real? Spiritually, yes. Literally, no. Sadly, no. He's treated as a seasonal presence, an archetype of truth, clearing, and honesty. So, just like Yule deities, the wild hunt, and ancestral energies, Krampus is spiritually real. He represents winter shadow work, accountability, and purification. So here's a little bit about how he's celebrated today. Krampus isn't dead folklore. He's celebrated every year. December 5th is Krampusnacht, when Krampus roams around, symbolically cleansing the community.
And then there's Krampus Luaf. How would we say that with the tongue, Marie? The tongue roll. Krampus Luaf?
Krampuslauf. I
Krampus.
think.
I'll get a Dracula accent. The Krampus run. So dozens or even hundreds of people dress in handmade Krampus costumes. So carved wooden masks, fur, horns, soot, and run through the streets, shaking bells and changed. It's not fear based, although my husband has witnessed this and he's like, it is terrifying. It's so much fun, but it's really creepy. It's a community cleansing ritual with laughter, mulled wine, drumming, and ancient magic.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. So when we were gathering information, it's doing research for this episode, I came across, I thought this was really interesting. So, one of my favorite details, so in the 1800s and early 1900s, people mailed Krampus postcards. Some were creepy, some were playful, some were flirty. Like if you go to Google and type in the Krampus carton, there's so many different types of images. It shows that Krampus was always a blend of humor, shadow, and folklore, not pure horror.
I love that. I love that. And you and I were talking about how much we love vintage postcards anyway. Like
Yes.
there was some real art. I just love it. Just love it. So, and imagine getting a postcard that says greetings from Krampus with a goat demon and a Santa hat. The Victorians were weird and I love them for it.
I know. It's like, hey, you're on the naughty list.
Yeah,
You have work to do.
that's right.
So, we're going to talk a little bit about Krampus symbolism. He's basically a walking mythological archetype. So, goat body, so horned god energy, Pan, Kurnanos, that wild instinct, primal truth. And then the hooves, this represents walking between worlds, liminality. And then the soot, this is symbolizes hearth magic, ancestral flame, and shadow transformation. And now the mask, this symbolizes crossing into spirit form, confronting fear, and revealing truth. The bells symbolize banishing negativity, breaking stagnant energy. The chains, binding harmful patterns and containing chaos. The basket, this symbolizes carrying away what no longer serves, your symbolic energetic trash.
And we
And
love
then the law.
our symbology, don't we, Kate? I mean,
We do. I love it.
yeah,
And we're going to
because
go more into that in this episode too, and how you can connect with this energy. I mean, right now you might be like, no, but when you keep listening, you'll understand it's actually really powerful during this time of year to work with this energy.
it really
Um,
is. Yeah.
yeah. And the long tongue, which is super creepy to me.
Mhm.
This symbolizes speaking uncomfortable truth, the shadow calling things out, which is so fitting lately. I don't know about you, Marie, but that I felt feisty lately.
Oh, you know what's been going on with me lately. So, yes, speaking an uncomfortable truth and the shadow calling things out. Absolutely. And that's what this time of year, the dark half of the year, is truly all about. So, it's just so interesting that all of these things really fit in. It's like
Yeah.
worldwide.
I feel
These,
like it's more intense this year, don't you, Marie? Like
yeah.
things are being brought to the surface. Like nothing is hidden anymore, and I feel like it more intense this year. So, yeah, just and then you obviously seeing things as they are, you're kind of forced to set boundaries, maintain them, use your voice.
I agree. I mean, amen, sister. For right now, it's been, yeah, things have been intense, and if they're intense for us, then we can only imagine that they've been intense for everybody else. I mean, this time of year is really for taking that, proverbial broom and sweeping out all the cobwebs. And so we enter like the light half of the year, not only refreshed and rested, but shedding the skin of the past and really seeing who we want to be and just being that, manifesting that, and all these little things, these rituals and these the symbology of all that will help. It
Yeah.
truly, truly does. Um, so Krampus is not only winter, like the winter scary figure. He's like I was just saying, this is like worldwide. Many cultures had winter spirits who demanded honesty or accountability. And it just seems like the let's see, how do I say this? The places that have harsher winters have a bit more harsher characters, don't you think?
Oh, I
Like,
completely agree. I mean,
yeah.
have you ever met someone from Detroit?
Love you,
They're
Motor
like, and
City.
that's not a bad thing. Like people from Detroit are so tough and so strong.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, it's just it's so interesting. So I talked about the Percha before. And the Percha duality goddess, she rewards the honest, she punishes laziness, protects like just home care, taking care of your home and I think also your temple, meaning your body. And then from Iceland, we have the Gryla. I'm rolling my R's just to get you, Kate. She
You do
Grilla.
it for both of us.
Yeah, I'll do it enough for both of us. She's an ogress who punishes waste and greed, again, within that same genre. And then the Yule lads, which is interesting. And these guys kind of go along with the Grilla. 13 mischievous troll-like figures from the Icelandic folklore who visit children during the 13 nights before Christmas, leaving treats and shoes for good kids and rotten potatoes for the bad ones.
Hmm. It was their way of reminding people. So less daylight, more introspection, more darkness, more truth. Krampus is just the Alpine version of a universal winter archetype. So another thing that we wanted to talk about with the symbolism, we're going to go back to that. The birch rod that you see in images of Krampus holding the root, the root.
Root
I guess that's
um,
how you pronounce it.
I think it's ruta.
Ruta.
Yeah.
Ruta. I knew you were going to roll your tongue.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm just giving honor to those guys, they're
No, I
tongue
love it.
rollers.
So this is one of the most misunderstood symbols, which is why we're going to go a little bit more in depth on it. So birch is sacred, the first tree to return after winter, representing renewal.
Oh, and I love birch trees. I mean, oh, I just love them. I love painting them. They're so interesting. They've just always, from the time I was a little girl, just loved birch trees. So it's no wonder. So birch rods were used in the ancient Alpine healing to literally beat illness out of the body, symbolically, but they would whack you with them. So again, that toughness of these Alpine cultures. So the healers would tap the skin. We'll just say tap. Nobody was beating anybody. We'll just make that disclaimer. But so they would use the birch to just tap the skin to break up stagnant energy. They would do it to increase circulation, release attachments, and clear just general winter heaviness.
Yeah, so Krampus isn't punishing, he's purifying, perhaps by harsher means, but the winter can be harsh, right? Like we were just saying. The Rute is basically the OG energetic cleansing wand. So now I want to go out and find one.
Right. No, I love that. And it's like, yeah, I was going to say something else, but I will reserve that for later. So let's talk about like Hollywood versus real Krampus. I mean, honestly, Kate, before we did more research into this, like I knew Krampus was a cultural thing, but honestly, just being an American, I think of the Krampus movies, the scary movies. I don't know if you've seen any.
I have. And when I was doing graphics for this, I was asking my husband, I'm like, this isn't too creepy, right? Like, we're trying to show everyone that he's not super creepy. He's like, there's no way to not make him creepy. He's just creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, good on him. No, and
Yeah.
it's like, there's jolly old Saint Nick and then there's Krampus, and it's like as a kid, if I had grown up in those regions where I thought this guy was going to come whack me and put me in a sack, I would definitely be good, right?
Yeah, me too. And that's why Krampus is the shadow teacher. He's what you don't want to see, like what you push away. It's also the cleanser, the mirror. He's not killing people, he's revealing what needs to be released.
Right. Right. So we'll just talk about the Hollywood version and then go back into the actual real version. So Hollywood Krampus is a horror villain dragging families into hell. Fun? Sure. Accurate? Not really.
Yeah. So Yeah, and I vaguely remember that movie. Like, I know that I watched it, but I don't really watch scary movies anymore, but I know that when I watched it, it was really, really, really creepy. And so,
Mhm.
like, I feel that that's why it was so important for us to talk about Krampus, because I didn't know a lot of this. Like you said, we did a lot of research before this, and it's very interesting to talk about.
Yeah.
So, the balance of Saint Nick.
Well, let's see. The the real Krampus is the shadow teacher, the cleanser, the mirror. He's not killing people, he's revealing what needs to be released. Hollywood made him the monster, but in folklore, he is the mirror, mirroring what needs to be changed for your spiritual growth in the new year. It's kind of like he's the tough love master, right?
Right. Yeah. hmm And I apologize, Maria. I didn't mean to bounce ahead of you.
No, no, no.
Okay. So we wanted to talk a little bit about the balance of Saint Nick. So Saint Nicholas brings blessing, grace, kindness, and gifts, and Krampus brings truth and accountability. So shadow before light, release before receiving, cleanse before blessing, and yes, Krampus is the original embodiment of have the day you deserve. I love that so much. I have that on my car.
I love that. Have the day you deserve. Right.
So, we wanted to talk a little bit about winter and mental health support before we shift into rituals. So, this is a quick reminder winter is hard for a lot of people. Like we were just saying, this year is especially really heavy. Depression, anxiety, grief, and burnout can spike this time of year.
Right. And let's mention also that there, even more so, I feel like, Kate, this year, that there's a lot of food scarcity anxiety. So if there's any way for you to donate to the food bank, monetary or actual canned goods or non-perishables, or volunteer at a soup kitchen or anything to help give back, we're encouraging you to do that. I mean, I know I'm doing a food drive Saturday, and yeah, it's real. It's definitely heavier this year. So, and if you're struggling, it's not necessarily because you're naughty or failing. You might be naughty, but that's okay. There's
We
time
like
to
not.
fix there's time to fix it. We're all naughty at some points. I relish in being naughty sometimes, and your body and spirit might just be slowing down and asking for rest. So that's this time of year. It's also time for hibernation and introspection. That's where you see the shadow work that's being brought to the surface. It gives you time to uh, ruminate and macerate, all of those things, and think about what you need to work on and change. And Krampus energy isn't punishing you, it's a reminder to tend to what hurts and what is being shown that needs to change, and not to ignore it.
Right. And Maria, I've been feeling like you said your body's telling you to slow down, asking you for rest. And I feel like, especially parents this time of year, it's like our go time. Like, it's hard to rest. And what I've been doing is working with Archangel Metatron every single day. Archangel Metatron will help you. First of all, Archangel Metatron can assist children. I always say sensitive children, ask Archangel Michael to help you with them. But also, Archangel Metatron is also wonderful to ask to bless your tasks, like a Christmas list of things that you need to get, your to do daily list. Ask Archangel Metatron to bless that list to help you get everything done and to help you feel balanced with no stress. And I always add in self care time. I always add that in, even if it's 10 minutes. And it's amazing how much better I felt every day knowing that everything's going to get done because I planned it that way. Does that make sense?
Totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So busy parents or anybody, Archangel Metatron is wonderful to ask for help. And we're going to talk about how to connect with Krampus energy. So here are safe, witchy ways to work with Krampus energy. So honesty, invocation. So ask Krampus to reveal a truth that you've been avoiding. So show me what I need to see. And then birch magic. Place a small birch twig on your altar. In Hawaii, folks, you can grab one from a friend on the mainland that's labeled plant material for inspection, free of soil and pests to your,
To
how do you say that, Maria?
Malama de Aina, that means to take care of the land. So Hawaii is very protective of incoming plant material, fruits, vegetables, all that kind of thing. So if anybody here is wanting to get some birch, just make sure that it's an appropriate method of bringing it to the land.
Right. And you can also like use something that symbolizes birch to you. Like it could be any twig, right, Marie? Like it's just
Yeah.
the intention behind it.
Yeah. Set the intention to it.
Yeah. And then bell cleansing. I've been so drawn to bells lately. Once in a while there I'm just on a bell on a bell spree. So you can use bells to break away stagnant energy. A modern mini Krampus loaf. Crump crump I told you I was going to butcher all these words.
Kramp- Krampus loaf. Yeah.
Krampus loaf. And then winter accountability spell. So choose one thing to follow through with. Like I said, little steps do matter. And then Krampus energy is going to support discipline rooted in love.
I love that. Of course. And with the attention. So here's just a little bonus protection charm. Hang a tiny bell and a birch twig or something that you've given the intention of a birch twig to above your door, and then set the intention. Only aligned, honest energy may enter. I love that. We are all about the doorways, right, Kate?
Yes. And, mindful magic is simple and it's powerful.
That's good.
So, we're going to talk a little bit about shadow work for you all. Let's turn this into practice. So, write down what you're releasing, burn it or bury it in snow or just bury it. And then some journal prompts is what truth am I avoiding? And then what belongs in Krampus's basket? And then you could ask what pattern has reached its end.
I love that. I mean, if you really want to walk into the light half of the year and really feel like productive during this time, that you're really shedding the things you want to shed, you're really working through the things you want to work on and emerge changed, and how you want to be, then that's such a great thing to ask. What pattern has reached its end? What old paradigm am I still living in that I need to shed? I just love that, Kate.
Yeah. And
So
Marie, like I
yeah.
have to say, oh, I'm sorry.
No, no, no.
I just have to mention, I like intuitively feel this needs to be said. So when I heard, like when I was reading what truth am I avoiding and then the pattern, I'm seeing something so close to us that it's part of our daily life. This is something that you already know, but you're like, I'm getting this for people that are listening now. Like this is something that's very close to what you're doing, something that is part of you. Does that make sense? Like this is something that you need to release in order to move forward. I'm trying to put it to words. So there's something that you're avoiding. So it means that I take that as like you know that it's there. Does
Ah,
that make sense?
it totally
So
makes
like
sense.
like you're avoiding it, like you know exactly what it is, but you're like, no, 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 it's not that. It's something else. I'll deal with that later. No, it's that.
Right. And sometimes these hints and these suggestions, when you've asked, what do I need to change? They can be so subtle that you don't think it's really the thing. But, your guides in this universe, they don't always just smack you in the face with what you need to learn. Sometimes they do because you're just not getting it. But if you're asking, then it's generally, at least in my experience, and I think in yours too, Kate, it's delivered gently. And sometimes it can be overlooked because it's a gentle nudge, it's a gentle like vision or flash, or you hear something or say hear a song on the radio, even something as simple as that. But it's that confirmation that you've been heard, and here's your answer, right, Kate?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's like something that it's like you said, it's subtle and it's something that is a lot of times for me, I'll put things off for years and I'll know in my mind, oh, I need to do this. I know that I need to do that. And it's usually that thing that
Yep.
I'm avoiding.
Yep, I'm the queen of procrastination in certain
Me
things,
too.
and then
Yeah.
other times I'm just like, boss energy. So yeah, I feel like I need to balance that out a little bit. So, well, and since we're talking about this, here's a little visualization that you can do. So For those of you who don't know what Yule is, it is the winter solstice. It is, and we're going to do a Yule episode, so please stay tuned for that. We're going to go into all kinds of Yule stuff. Um, but picture a Yule fire, just a fire that you've lit, and it can even be candlelight, and put jolly old Saint Nick on your right as blessings and Krampus on your left. And that is honesty and really taking a good look at what you need to work on. Then just ask what to release and what to receive. And take a few deep breaths and just listen and open your mind's eye, because maybe some of you aren't so much listeners, but you, the vision is what comes for you, and you'll be shown. And then the important thing is, if you are given this information, follow through with it.
Yes, I love that, Marie.
Yeah. And so let's do a little kitchen witch magic with Marie. It's the kitchen witch corner. We're going to work on a Krampus simmer pot. And Kate, I flippin' love this so much. Oh,
I do too. I can't wait to do this one.
yeah, me too. In fact, I'm going to do it today. So, let's just cleanse our home with this little Krampus simmer pot. So, the things you're going to add to a pot of water. Now, I remember years and years ago, before I moved to Hawaii, when I still lived in California and I was up in the Sierra Nevadas where it snowed, and we had a wood burning stove. And one of the magical things about a wood burning stove is they get super hot, and a lot of people put a simmer pot on top, just to humidify the air, because all of that heat makes it super, super dry. So, to add some moisture back to the air, you would do a simmer pot. And I would do this all the time. So, some things you can put into your simmer pot, if you don't have a wood burning stove, and just a little pot on the stove. And please watch your water level. Um, Stove safety is always first, and it is the main reason why the fire department gets called, is for overcooked stuff on the stove. So please, please, please use caution. So, a few things to add are some orange peel, and that is for joy. Some cranberries, and that is for protection. Cinnamon, we love our cinnamon. It can be ground or a stick, and that is going to be for discipline and also abundance. Cloves, again, it can be ground cloves or whole, and that is going to be for banishing. And you're going to make the intention, you're going to banish what you don't want in your life. And then star anise, and that's going to be for increased intuition. And if you want to put a few drops of vanilla or a little bit of honey in there, and that is going to be just for grace and blessings. And if you want to throw this in, a little chili powder for some shadow fire, if you want to boost what you're really trying to work on getting rid of. And then as it's simmering and as you're putting it together, sorry, let's reverse that. As you're putting it together and it starts to simmer, say something like this: As winter deepens, I release heaviness and I welcome my new truth.
So beautiful. I love those ingredients. And I wanted to mention, I had a friend on Facebook share last week or so. She had a simmer pot, and everyone's like, "What are you doing that for? What is that for?" I obviously we know, most of our listeners know what a simmer pot is for. We just explained for intention, but also they're really nice to have going when you have family coming over and you're having a get together. It is so nice to put one on, even if it's just a small one, to make your house just smell good and keep the vibes high and to keep you protected. um, and then what I do after, because the reason why I mention this is, in the comments everyone's like, well, what do you do with it when it's done? Are you making potpourri?
Mhm.
I just take it, a special spot outside in my fairy garden, and I always poured it back into the earth when it was done.
Oh, I love
So that's
that.
what I did with mine. And it smells so good, and it resets everything. So every time you get that heavenly smell, it reminds you of the intentions that you set the whole time, whether you're just lounging around or you have family get togethers. They're so amazing to have.
Right. And I love when we do anything that has an aroma or a scent, because you get a whiff of it, and then that will remind you to think about your intention. It's like it keeps it going. So I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna no. Normally, Marie and I are on video, and I'm gonna do a collective reading. I haven't done one in a while. I'm shuffling my cards now, but before I pull a card. We would love to hear from you.
Yeah, and tell us, what are you putting in your Krampus basket this year, if you are so inclined to share? And send us a message or comment. We love hearing your reflections, and you can always do the chat feature here, or you can send us an email at mindfulmagicchannel@gmail.com.
Yeah. So we'll get into the collective reading. So we used to do these at the end of every episode. We haven't in a while. I've just felt like we just needed to do one at the end of this because again, there's been so much heaviness. And I know many of us, I've been doing readings throughout the week. Everyone is going through something. So I want to remind everyone to always be kind. Just always be kind and just know that everyone's going through something. And I just feel also this very empowering energy at the same time. It's really strange. It's like there's this heaviness, but there's also this reclaiming of our power and saying, like, I've had enough. Like, I don't want, bye to you. Like, karmic relationships ending, this relationships that have run their course. So just a lot of empowerment. It doesn't mean that it's easy, but we're creating so much space right now. So pay attention to what triggers you and what feels heavy. Why is this something that happens every year? Just real, excuse me, my throat chakra. This happened to me earlier too.
Yeah.
I like choked. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card. I'm pulling from my Archangel Power Tarot cards, and I am going to post the pictures when I'm done. So what do we need to know? I'm getting Archangel Michael energy right away. I'm also going to call upon Gabriel because I'm getting a lot of that throat chakra. Archangel Gabriel is the archangel for communication, creative inspirations, parenting, and for mothers. So what do we need to know? I'm getting very warm. When you work with angels, like the vibrations are so high, like you'll just get a hot flash. Okay, so I have an epiphany. So that we have Archangel Raziel. So Archangel Raziel will help you understand downloads, messages that you receive, help you figure out what symbols, like if you're getting signs throughout your day or you're seeing like geometric patterns. Archangel Raziel will help you develop, trust your abilities, and guide you to what it is that you need as far as spiritual studies go. But the card Epiphany is joy through spiritual growth. So really paying attention to what's grabbing your attention, being a light to others. So walking your own talk, and then answers that come through meditation. So deep introspection, self-care in the form of studying new areas of interest. And I cannot believe that I'm even saying this. It's almost embarrassing. For the first time ever, reading The Mists of Avalon. And I
Oh,
love it so much. I'm so into it. I just felt like I needed to read it. And that was part of my guidance. So I'm not like, so it could be anything. So I felt like I was drawn to that. I needed to read it. So that's really what I'm getting from this card is studying areas of interest. And I say that all the time, but it's really important to do that. And then I also pulled Nine of Raphaels. So this is make a wish. Dreams become reality, a joyful time of life. This is finding your own joy. I feel like despite the heaviness, we are responsible for our own happiness and we have to find the joy in every day because things are always going to be happening. The wheel is always turning. Find your joy every single day. I've been saying this prayer every morning for about a month and it completely has changed everything for me, the way that I feel, my energy levels. So, whatever you have to do, pray for happiness, pray for your angels and your guides to help you find joy. It's essential no matter what, because if you're sitting there um, consumed by fear, worry, heaviness, that's what you're going to attract more of. So you can set that to the side. You can ask your spiritual team to help you set that to the side. And what can I do that brings me joy? Last card, we have 10 of Michael. So there's Archangel Michael here. A situation has ended and you are finally free. New opportunities for happiness will now follow. Put the past behind you. So this is the winter season. This is the dark half of the year. We are clearing out so much right now. Patterns, karmic relationships, toxic, negative, recurring patterns. Those are done. Like we're done with them. This I feel like this new light half of the year is going to be huge. There's going to be clarity, renewal, renewed sense of purpose. Like I feel so much goodness coming in the spring and summer. So it's really important to do like focusing on what brings you joy, setting boundaries, and going wherever you're leaded right now. It could be a book, it could be a magazine, a store, a cup of coffee. Trust your intuition 100%.
I love
And
that.
if you want to book a reading with me, if you want to do a full reading, just send me a message.
Kate's
You
readings
want
are
to add
amazing.
anything to that, Marie?
No, I just want to just tell people if you want to book a reading with Kate, you can email her at mindfulmagicchannel.com. She'll get your information and contact you. And Kate, that was amazing. Thank you so much for always you give so much, to us, to to our listeners, and being able to do a collective reading. I know people like a more personalized message sometimes, and that's where they can book with you. But the collective really is a collective, and that's such a gift and a blessing to hear all of that. So thank you so much, Kate.
Of course, I love it. And I forgot to mention, I am having buy one, gift one right now. So if you buy a reading, you can gift it to you can gift one to someone else, or you can save it for yourself for later. I forgot to mention that.
Oh, I love that. It's a BOGO.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you want to add anything else, Marie?
No, I just wanna, I guess, yes, I say no and then I talk, so no, 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 but here's what I wanna say. Just please stay tuned for our Yule episode, keep a lookout. You can always, email us with any questions or even episodes you'd like to hear. We always love to hear from you, so we appreciate you guys so much. Just remember to be kind and give back when you can, and really be kind to yourself.
And thank you for joining us for that out. And
If you have any questions or topics you would like to hear Marie and I discuss, please comment below, send us a message, or reach out to us on Instagram. We like to close each episode with a moment of mindfulness. Take a deep breath and think about what you're grateful for today. We're now going to bless everything that you're grateful for and let your higher self and guides know that you are open for even more blessings. We bid you farewell until we meet again. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. We hope your day is filled with love, happiness, undeniable signs, and mindful magic. You can check out Marie's handmade candles, soaps, lotions, and more at kitchenwitchhawaii.com, and you can follow her on Instagram. You can book an angel reading with me, check out my books, and sign up for our angel magic community at katewhitneyofficial.com. And be sure to follow Mindful Magic on YouTube at Mindful Magic Channel. We are also on Facebook and Instagram.